Okay, so this is my discussion response to Socratic number 4. Okay, I'm just going to go through the questions. I think it's going to be a little bit easier, more straightforward here. So the first question is, what is your district or school policy on internet safety? Well, I did dig, and I dig, and I dug, and it really didn't jump out. So what I did find is per my school student handbook, there isn't really a dedicated section on internet safety, but instead mentioned briefly under the subheading bullying and harassment. But I'm going to come up with my own agreement, acceptable use guidelines for my own classroom. And so what they had, I just want to go through what they had in the book was intimidation is threatening others to do something, threatening with a weapon, playing a dirty trick, hazing, and or use of social media. So social media is mentioned in that comment. The second point, cyberbullying. Is defined as the use of electronic information and communication devices to include and not be limited to email messages, instant messaging, text messaging, cellular telephone communications, social media, and uh, defamatory websites that deliberately threaten, harass, intimidates an individual or group of individuals or places an individual in reasonable fear of harm to the individual or damage to the individual's property, or has the effect of substantially disrupting the orderly operation of the school. So very, very wordy, lots of words there, but I would really like it if they kind of separated that out and then just have something on internet safety, but maybe more to come on that. So the second question, what is your technology plan for your classroom? That's a big question. I could answer that a whole bunch of different ways, as many of you I'm sure could. Um, but I guess my first step is to just determine my needs and the type of technology that's going to be useful. I will basically prepare clear instructions so students know exactly what they're expected to do at the computer. And then on the internet, I will pre-select sites to get them started per chapter 3, Managing Tech in Your Classroom. Lots of really book, really great book, full of lots of great information. I'll also be using an online digital curriculum that I will enroll my students, and will have their school issued laptops. And I will use my laptop and projector to introduce concepts, including PowerPoint presentations. Now, once I've taken this class, I'm introducing blogs to encourage connecting with their classmates in and outside of school, to be thinking about the concepts they're learning and how they can be applied and remembered. And the Socrative, that was pretty cool. One of the last things is due to its user-friendly platform and ways to create exit tickets and feedback on my lessons. I'll also still be using Kahoot and Peer Deck. That's interactive, also with Google Suite to help students stay organized with their saved work. And then I also did read about EdShelf and App Crawler that allows users to search for apps including PDF annotations, which will help spending less time looking through huge numbers of results. And then one of the things that jumped out in chapter 12 said that we should monitor our approach to determine if we're getting information and resources that we need, and if we try a different approach. So let's move on to the next question. So what are your biggest concerns with implementations? Really having enough time to try out the tools I'm planning on using, inventing them well, having a backup plan, like the article talks about, as its important step for really avoiding those unexpected surprises, like creating a project or a site just to find out we had to sign up or pay first before we could save anything. It's really also going to be a really good idea to try to find out first and catch this right away. Creating a classroom culture for the proper use of technology. That is a challenge by itself. I know I'll have to come up with rules and standard practices for acquiring and handling digital devices, including their school-issued laptops. Even though other teachers may have said something, I will really need to, because it's a computer class, and some students this can mean many different things. The last thing, it says, in your plan include option A, class in person, and option B, class online. Yes, definitely both of them. As we already know from what we expected over last year, we should plan for both, okay? In fact, there are websites like code.org that have a digital curriculum and hands-on for the classroom when it comes to completing projects that are applicable to the unit they are learning. So that concludes my discussion, and I hope you learned something from it, and have a great day. Thank you.